so we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, and I'll play the video a little bit later on in the day, right? So I'll now hand you over to the communications department who will be presenting to you now.
Oh, you can't take. So, when I had a space for that. So, but I'll leave it live and I'll be able to hear back.
So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Southwest Family. My name is Anicia Green. I'm from the Communications Department. I'm a Communications Assistant along with Mr. Ikia. She is also a Communications Assistant. And today we are just going to take a quick journey into who we are, what we do, and how each of you play an important role in serving the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So to keep things interesting, there will be a few mini quizzes along the way. No pressure, all right? We have some little tokens to give out. All right. So let's see how much you guys already know. Who can tell me which health center is the furthest southeast? Rio Claro. Who said Maruga?
I said Muruga.
I know who said it first. Alright? But this is not a quiz time. Alright? How many facilities does Swara serve?
The health facilities or
Yes, health facilities.
what?
33?
No, she's correct. She's correct, 51. If I was, and what is your media policy, Swara? Alright, what else? Well, this bunch know plenty already. Right? Alright, so those of you, well, I can't say this because they already know the answer already, so, they already look like experts. Alright, so Sadiq, these are the questions I just asked you guys. I'll have to find something else to ask you. But, let's see. Alright, so Swara. Alright, so let's travel back to 1995. That's when Swara was officially established following the Regional Health Authority Act of 1994. Quick show of hands, who was ever born in 1995? Alright, so the goal was simple, to bring healthcare management closer to communities being served. Today, we're one of the major regional health authorities in Trinidad and Tobago. Alright? So, the health sector reform program focus on improving healthcare, especially at primary care level. Think of it this way, instead of waiting until someone becomes seriously ill, we work to keep people healthy from the start. Can anyone name one primary care service offered at a healthcare center? Dental, yes. Okay, I'm going to get the prizes now because of the killing me. All right. So, all right. Well, they are little now, so giving away now. All right. So, okay. So the 5 RHAs, right? So we have as you can see on the slide here, the 5 RHAs. So together, all 5 RHAs ensure healthcare services. They are right. They reach every corner of the country, right? So the next slide. All right. So. Right. So did you know that Swara covers more than 1/3 of Trinidad? So we stretch from Freeport to Cacas, Maruga to Tabaquite, serving approximately 650,000 people. So that's a lot of patients, families, and communities depending on us every day. So who traveled the furthest to get here today? Where are you coming from?
Muruga.
What can you think of this morning? Okay. Alright. See the come back here, I don't want to see that. Over here. Alright, so let me see. Let's see who knows their facilities. I'll start a sentence and you finish it. San Fernando General and teaching.
Hospital.
Okay.
We on that side.
These facilities provide specialized and inpatient services across the region. All right, so as someone had recently said, we operate 33 health centers. So think of the health centers as the frontline team in healthcare, providing immunization, chronic disease management, maternal care, and much more. So who works at or has visited one of the health centers? Everyone has been to a health center before?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're moving on to the vision statement. Our vision is to become a leading provider of compassionate, cost-effective, premium quality healthcare services. Notice the word compassionate. Healthcare is not only about medicine, it's about people. So what does compassion in healthcare mean to you? Anyone? What does compassion in healthcare mean to you? What's anybody answer for that? Taking pride in what you do, yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Pardon? Yes, I understand, exactly, correct. That's it. All right, so what's the first answer for compassion? So here we go.
Chinala. Oh, boy, not traditional.
Right?
Thanks for the thumbs up, guys.
Our mission statement. Our mission focuses on wellness, quality service, and creating a productive environment for staff. In other words, we take care of our patients while supporting our employees.
Hi, Vicky.
All right? So, moving on. When people hear healthcare, they usually think patients, but look at this list. We serve patients, families, staff, suppliers, government agencies, media representatives, and many others. Basically, everyone who we interact with becomes part of our customer service experience. So the go change his life. Who do you think is our most important stakeholder? Patients, I am patients. What's the idea? Staff.
Shall be patient.
What else again we have? All the answers correct so far, you know. But I'm waiting to hear something specific. I want to see who's the star of the show today. Alright, so nobody win this one. The answer is all are important in different ways. Right? Alright, so Sadiq, alright. So who can you all can describe the SWARA logo, so hold on before we move. So we have this logo here, to the care, compassionate, and competence. What other logo we have? We have any other logo? Anything different? Or this is the one that we see everywhere? Paying attention to SWARA?
Yeah, I see this everywhere.
You see in this one everywhere? Or the one next one?
Your friends in healthcare, I think.
Huh?
Is your friends in healthcare?
Friends in
Healthcare?
Or the same this one? Is there anyone you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're gonna see our next one. So we have this one with care, compassion, and competence at the bottom, and then we have the other one with nothing. Absolutely. So see if you pay attention. Right, so our logo is our identity. Every time it's used, it represents the entire organization. So consistency is extremely important. So before creating flyers, banners, or promotional items, right, you all have to remember to involve the communications department. Why is that? Because branding matters, and we want all materials to look professional and represent SWARA correctly. Right, so how many of you have ever spotted a typo on a flyer? Yeah. Right, that is exactly what we're trying to avoid. Right? So if you realize the Southwest, this one without the logo, on our promotional items, they may use Depending on the item, they may use this local or they may use one. If you have on a t-shirt, you will see the care, compassion, and competence on it. If we have another type of branding, it might just be this. Right? So it's always important to check with the communications department before printing anything. Right? So when you visit our facilities, you will notice mission and vision signs prominently displayed. Right? So mission. Right. So the mission and vision signage. One back to right. So when you visit our facilities, you'll notice mission and vision signs prominently displayed. These aren't just decorations; they remind us daily of what we do. Right. Media policy. Now for an important topic, media relations. If a journalist approaches you and asks you a question about a patient or an incident, what should you do?
No comment.
No, I like to hear some correct answer. Right? No comment. What we say? Yeah, what we say?
Can't divulge patients.
Patient confidentiality.
Right, correct. But all media inquiries, even though you're saying that, it has to go through the proper channels. Right, so our media policy is built on 3 principles. 1, protect patient privacy. 2, provide accurate information. And 3, keep the public informed. Right, simple, professional, and responsible. Alright, so information requests. Remember this phrase, when in doubt, don't give out. Right? When in doubt, don't give out. All media requests should be directed through the communications department and authorized spokespersons. Hold on. Don't move. So who do you think our authorized spokespersons are? Oh, they're there already. Right. So as you can see, our authorized spokespersons. Alright, well you see that or you see that? Somebody see it. Go ahead. Who's our authorized spokesperson? Right, communications department, but who else? Who else could speak? The CEO. Communication department, like all of us are public relations professionals, yes. Right, and someone said the chairman. Right, so that's right, the chairman, the CEO, unless someone has been specifically authorized. But yes. So media request about patients. Patient confidentiality is everyone's responsibility. No matter how curious people may be, we have to protect patient information at all times. Moving on to emergencies and crisis. So if you get a prisoner, guys, and Radical, you know Radical Trevor from Gambia newspaper, red hat, right? And the little man with the camera walking up and down high street all about the place. Right. So he coming to the emergency department now. He wants to take pictures and all of that. But are we going to allow him?
No.
What are we going to do in that instance? There's something even more important. He was supposed to be inside it.
No.
Wait. That is correct. He had to walk the tail out, right? Because he's not supposed to be there. If they're taking pictures of him, they're supposed to be doing all that?
No.
Where are they supposed to take pictures from? Oh, sorry. You don't get too much of hair, you know, so you're over it. But yes, yes, correct. Media personnel, Radical, whoever it is, they're not allowed inside to take pictures. Even personally, when we see things go up on social media and we see videos of inside footage of what going on in the hospital, who taking them videos?
Patients.
And there are
The patients. You think there's only the patients doing that? But you say staff, okay, coming from here, you know, there's something already, I can hear. Right? So exactly. So that's how they know now. Because we know if we get caught doing those things, what will happen to you?
disciplinary action.
Correct is right, and we don't want that. Right. So we're gonna have this bunch, I like this bunch to do. Functioning. Emergencies and crisis. Right. So during emergencies, accurate information becomes even more important. That's why communication is coordinated carefully to avoid confusion and misinformation. Don't change. Leave it there. Alright. Oh no, I'm asking this. Can we photograph a patient without permission?
No.
Absolutely not. Patient consent is required and privacy must always be respected. Right? So let's talk about one of the most important workplace skills, communication. Right? So in fact, studies suggest we spend about 75% of our day communicating in some form. So turn to the person next to you and tell them if you're good local food in 5 seconds.
Your what?
Food?
Yeah, tell the person next to you and tell them if you're good food in 5
Well, you know I
seconds.
love all the food.
Right, you see me communicating if you don't know the person next to you before you know. Right? So communication isn't just talking, it's listening, observing, understanding body language and making sure your message is received correctly. Right? So communication is not one way. Right? Communication is not one way. Communication is like a game of catch. If only one person is throwing the ball, the game doesn't win. So what do you think is the biggest communication challenge in workplace today? Not communicating, yes. What is?
Miscommunication, there's a lot of noise.
It's a big one.
Communication barrier, I like barrier communication.
Especially patients, exactly, right? Because they don't know what kind of mood, they don't know what to be here already, and you telling them something and hear something else, and that's frustrating you, right? So yes, we have many communication challenges in the city, and all of you are correct. So public interaction guidelines. When interacting with patients and the public, what are we to do? We have to listen carefully. A big one, showing empathy and treat everyone with respect. What we must remember is people may not remember everything you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. Exactly. Because everyone who comes into the hospital, they don't want to be here. They don't have any telephone, they have private money, right? And they're not sick, they're full, they don't want to be here. So we want to treat everyone with respect, show a little empathy, and listen carefully. Yeah? And equally, yes. You're performing. So we're going on to the do's, and I'd like you guys to, let's read a little bit together. Right? So we have great people.
Share the tone of voice, particularly those who seem ill or dependent. Smile with people and maintain eye contact.
Yes, smile.
Call people by name. This gives a personal touch. Be friendly, natural, and helpful. Speak and act as if everything you do is genuine pleasure. Be genuinely interested in people. Be generous with praise and cautious with criticism. Be thoughtful of the opinions of others. Remember, there are 3 sides to a controversy. Yours, the other person's, and the right one.
Correct. So that's important. We have to smile, be helpful, be respectful, call people by their names. These simple actions can completely change a person's experience. So some more do's we have here.
Be alert to give service and attend to the client's need and problems. Explain delays and ask to be excused when leaving the client for any length of time. Divide your attention equally among all clients and treat each client's concern with confidentiality. Maintain an organized, tidy workstation, which indicates to the client that efficiency and professionalism can be expected. Always leave the client feeling respectful at the end of the day of any interruption.
using all the breakfast this morning. That's nice. Right? So professionalism isn't only about your job title, it's about your attitude. So every interaction is an opportunity to represent Swara positively. Right? So we have some don'ts here. Now the famous don'ts for you. Let's go.
Act as though a client is an interruption of your work. He or she is the purpose of it. Act as if you are doing the client a favor by assisting him or her. It is our responsibility to serve. Argue or try to match with the client. A customer expects and deserves courteous and reliable service. Act as if the client is just another figure on paper or in a file. Clients must be treated as human beings who need to be empathized with and cared for. Ignore the client but acknowledge him or her presence as soon as possible. Eat, chew gum, or drink while speaking to the client.
All you know, sometimes when you go to get a little information, like me here, you go to get some information about something and they're not going all different directions and they're not taking you on. So what we learn here, we are not arguing, we are not ignoring people. We will try our best because we won't act on what we feel it on the inside, but we're not showing this. And definitely do not chew gum while talking to patients. Yeah? So sharing your news. Right? So if your department hosts a successful event, launch a new service, celebrate an achievement, share it with the communications department so we can help highlight the great work happening across Swara. So the communications department, how do we share good news that happens in Swara? Anybody notice anything? Anybody can tell me?
Put it on social media.
Right.
And then the pamphlet.
Right. The web page, right, on your Facebook, or here, or there. Right, and you all know sometimes they have a lot of competitions, so it's important to follow the pages, right? And is there any sort of like physical prints?
Yeah. The flyers. The pamphlets.
Right, and here pamphlets, and then yes, that's correct. But something more important, so City just gives us a thing here, they don't know about Southern Pride. Anybody ever hear about Southern Pride magazine?
No.
Gosh, I can't hear mine. So, the communications department is responsible for creating a magazine called the Southern Pride magazine, where it comes out like every 3-4 months. It's usually sent to the different departments, and it usually highlights the good stuff that you guys do, or all the good stuff that's happening in Swara. Right? So I want to talk to a manager because nobody here knows Southern Pride. That is so good. Because I was working lots with our kids. To publish this thing. Yes, I'm sitting too. Right? So, you all are familiar with the ways that anything you guys do, send it to us, and once approved, it will be shared across Swara. So, what is something recently that you saw? The most recent news that was all over. What good did we do?
Appreciate
Appreciation Day.
Who's saying Alright, talking about lucky, I will call it Yes, so we had the celebration of the ENE, that function was so
And the
good.
PCA too.
What was something that was so important about that? Well, what I thought was very important about that is that Swara, we were the first to do that. How did that make you guys feel? Because I felt really good about that.
I felt
We
very
wasn't
special
here.
because it was nice.
I wasn't here.
Even though I know come, it was very nice. It was very nice.
Yeah, it really was. Right? So so you guys already let me put quizzes online. And I just have, so this one is a speed test. Ready?
What is
Are you sure you're ready? A speed test, you know. The last time. Poor Baham, quick. No, I'm lying. Can't put the hand on the shoulder. Quick. So, who will guess the gender of baby boy or girl?
Girl.
Boy.
Girl.
Who's the boy first? Oh God.
Boy.
Oh, nah, you couldn't be. All right. So, it's a boy, yes. But give me the letter. Where's the first letter? What I'm going to mean?
J.
Okay. Okay, got bottle. Take your bottle. All right, so thank you guys for your participation. Welcome once again to the Swara family.
Hi, Rachel. What do Rachel say, boy?
Yeah, so again, my name is Alicia. I'm a communications assistant attached to the communications department right next door. And this is Miss Sadiq, who has been also helpful. And she's also a communications assistant as well. You will see her from time to time. She's let's see videos and sometimes photography. So, you know, don't be a stranger. Feel free to call us out. But there might be some just not because I read the phone. Right? But have a great day, guys. And thank you so much for being an interactive bunch.
Thank you for being an interactive presenter.
Thank you very much. I'm wanting you to Nobody else gives you anything. So she. Alright guys, so we have to break for a little 10 minutes just to give you all a little bathroom break for 10 minutes. If you all want to have some coffee or tea, you can do that and then have a next presenter in a few minutes.
Okay, cool. I was going to have my kids but then we don't see what I've been doing outside.
This one I bet it wasn't so slack. Wait a minute, who's that, right? Who?
Friday.
Oh. This really a small bunch. Yeah, better it be so. Yeah, better it be so. Than it's overcrowded and you can't find seat. You did get a case, or I did the same case? Same case?
Yeah, my pillow between coming and I'm a proper.
Watch one the thing, Joshua. Good morning. Mr. Joshua, what are you doing there?
I took 4,000 steps today.
Auntie Renee here?
I drank 8
And look Auntie Genevieve.
Hi, Josh.
Faster. So good. Yeah, I eating mango. This is what the morning, boy? So, watch Ali. Okay, kill Ali. Saying, hi, and she watch what she's calling her name now. Like Genevieve, look with that body here. Fast, she fast. She with phone. Yeah.
To get through.
Tasha saying we going in the garden just now. Oh, okay. We'll have fun. You see this coffee desk? I fed up on that. Hi Jen, and Leah saying hi Jen.
Hi, Leah.
She want to be in thing bad enough. That yes no eh? No, that is she same phone. Put on my thing back the front. And I put the front like to block up the whole thing. Trini, right? Hi ladies, look my sister saying hi.
Hi, cuz.
Trini say Rachel, say hi to the vlog. Okay, Emily. Emily. She's talking with her uniform. Every time she's tiny. Emily, look at Leah telling you hi. How about tell Leah hi? Look at Leah telling you hi. Oh, God. Look at Leah saying hi, Emily. No.
Hi, Aliyah. How you doing? You on TikTok?
You misbehave in YouTube in the people them class, Joshua.
Joshua saying that?
Joshi.
Yeah.
Joshua nice.
No, you no test today. Misbehave in the people them class. Hi, Emily. Hi, good. Tread fast, fast. How we grandma doing? Come on, let's put a little thumbs up. So she said, Mommy, watching all your behavior. She said, Mama, watching your behavior.
Morning, Apostle.
Yeah, sure, my mother watching my behavior.
Morning.
I can really choke with that one. Kill my camera quality and all poor. She on the phone. Make sure and put her thumbs up nice.
Oh, yeah, I like the video.
Let me see if I get a little effect here. I'll try chewing now.
Oh, in the scope.
I buy some minces. Check out this one. This thing's in green. Just one.
This one, Mama.
Making your head big.
For true?
Yeah. You see it? That's not. I'm gonna make sure it's active. Big head.
Oh, gosh, Shandy.
You need someone to see your head? You want that's the best one to keep.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're looking like real water. Is somebody else again? Oh, you're laughing. You like chipping it, see? What is that? I drink some water. Alex, bring the water on.
And I don't drink it. You can know you ain't drinking water. Go to that cup.
I don't really bring it so.
And so you stick full of water bottle, a bottle in your bag. You see my
Cotton?
which one you want? Like the whole fabric, no? So like which one you want? Is a female? Is a female? Like I put on the female comment. When I tell
Is that crazy?
she said that you want somebody's skirt.
Yes.
You like going to sleep. And you will show me the special bed. The special, I had a real uneasy
I
night
think I
rest.
tell you to dream something too.
Come to work. You know the patient person.
Yeah.
Yeah, me work here last night. I was
See?
like, no.
In the spirit realm.
Yeah, me work here. I was like,
Yeah.
I say, why you asking? I'm afraid I'm a voice. Something coming at him, no. Your face looking familiar. Yeah, you sure it wasn't here last night? Let me know.
Tasha say I had a long weird dream this morning. Alright, you tell me when I reach you. So here my dream and I know I dream you. That was last week or this week? Yeah, last week. So I dreaming like the third in charge of the Bible. Remember I tell you about Ian who I was with an minister to share me. So it was a weird dream. I would say it's a weird dream because I had more than one dream that morning. And the dream I saw like where we used to live before. I saw my mother in a uniform, but not in she work uniform as in white. I saw she in ministry as an iron, the checkered red. I said, Mommy and Dad, what she had and thing, and I said, but my mother went custard. Why she in this new uniform whatever? And as she going on the junction to get a country real thing like she enjoying that, you know. She in a uniform. When I watch now, I going up a step now with the EME from upstairs. But like she leading me and she carried me up a step, but it didn't feel right in the dream. So in the dream I started back, like coming back down, coming up and I saying, this not feeling right, it feeling like she leading me in a wrong place. So anyway, I still follow she and I'm going up. When I'm going up now, the place that I feel like, you know, like when I kidnap somebody or just kidnap people and bring them there, it felt like that. And then in the dream now, I see the third in charge. But like in the dream, she talking to Leslie and telling Leslie in the dream, like something with Nina. And it's like she do like how me and Leslie getting close. That's where the dream was about. But then in the dream now, I see me talking to you now. You sitting in a chair. And I telling you in the dream, I said, but Jen, I said, but I'm supposed to understand these cousins. I don't understand what they're digging horrors for. But as I said, it was like a twist. So it like confused me because I seen in the dream it was like about Leslie. Like it didn't like how me and she was working because we worked together once when I seen she. But then it seemed like as though it's you, the person have the problem with, like it was a kind of jealousy something. Yeah, in the dream. And then I remember going into a room and seeing like that. I see the puppy this guy room and and I come out of the dream and say, I don't know what is that. So that was strange, but I didn't feel right. So I told my mother, I said, I pray because you don't know who could try to suck me up on work. It could be that, it could be, you know.
Yeah,
but it didn't feel good.
When you was following it,
Yeah, it didn't feel good, yeah. It didn't feel good at all. Like my mother saying hi.
Hi, Apostle.
Yeah. Renee said, my mother saying hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I was a third in charge. But that is warfare. Because I tell you, when it exploded, we didn't talk in a since I gathered talk, me and a woman never speak in a hush on WhatsApp. I have the date, everything the last time we talk. And when she say, she called me out and she like, and she say, I'm seeing dizziness in the spirit realm. And she was like, it's not something physical, but in my mind I'm saying, well, you're in USC, right? Because it's something physical,
It
but I
affecting
know
your
it's
physical,
affecting
yeah.
the physical. And then she said a minister or whatever. And then a lady who she was praying for is like a minister. She started to say how as a warrior, imagine she come there to deal with prophetess Claudia, that's a big minister. You know, she's a prophetess too or whatever. And she was
Hi
like,
everyone, I'm going to get that started. So our next presenter will be the Health, Safety and Emergency Planning Unit. And Miss Crystalina Ganes will be presenting to you, so I'll now hand you over to her.
she was like,
Hi, morning, everyone.
God gives like, you know, the hardest battle to the strongest soldiers like that. And it was like, it's a warfare
So I
facing.
have a small room for another test. You guys
Joshua, I have to pay attention now, alright, Anila? But I have to pay attention now, the teaching. I get internet from the hospital.
I feel like I don't think I was presenting. From the time I'm holding mic, so my name is Christina Ganesh Charles.
Yes, I live in the life running.
Within Flora, the HSC department is based at RSU. You guys, everyone is new here.
Yes.
Only
mention orientation.
here as RN before. Everybody else, when I'm seeing the uniforms, I know it's ENAs. What other category is that?
Okay, I don't know
What
that.
category is it about? ENA? Alright, so you guys got your badges already. So what's your
No.
Are you going to have to live it yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to get your badge, good person who went already, when you go,
Yeah, we
your
are going to collect
badge
you.
right next to security. Right? So once you either go first time or when you go after this, just remember our department is next door. Right? Just trying to give the directions. It's downhill. Still right. The normal compound, right? We have 5 technicians, we have 3 coordinators, and that is outside of the manager and the admin staff. That is our complement of staff for the whole of SWAT. All of the facilities, all the buildings, everywhere, right? So we are based here, we visit all the other locations, and we do the same sessions, trainings, or assessments, right? So, other information that I know another problem is doing interviews and all these things, so they want to know how much facilities we have. So, we cover the Southwest Peninsula, we have the 3 DHS, that's Paria, the Princestown, and Cuba. We have New Horizons at Peparo, and we have health centers that are split throughout. We have Point Fortin Hospital and Area Hospital, right? So, part of what you're here for as the orientation, even on the HSA, is that it's a statutory duty to train persons, volunteers, employees, on what is the requirement under the OSH Act, right? So it's under Ministry of Health policy also. So we follow the Occupational Safety and Health Act. And once you have more than 25 persons, you are required to continue what will be covered in the trade. Have an accident support, training, do assessments. You also covered by the Environmental Management Authority. Now some persons, they think the hospital and it's just clinical setting. Remember, we have the allied health, we have kitchen, we have medical records, and then also we have more for industrial setting also, because you have mechanical engineering, you have the autoclave, you have electrical, refrigeration, carpentry, all of these that are totally not linked in the clinical treatment of the patient, but is what upholds the runnings outside of it, right? So the role of our department is encourage persons to be responsible for safer goods and conditions, they advise management
Tanzania, she said that.
not only of what is for our duty, your duty, and we advise person what is a hazard, what is a risk, and what is our function, and the reporting process. We do fire and safety awareness with that also. See? So persons, now what is a hazard? A hazard is any sort of potential harm or disease. Right? Now, what for I mean, we have somebody who has been here before, but you guys would have done training and then familiar. What do you think would be a hazard within your field? Sorry? Woods? Yeah. Alright.
Broken beds.
You know that channel is very
It's
you guys uncap needles.
Yes.
Please follow your IPC guidelines and IPC protocols. Do not recap the needles. Right? Release of compressed gas. Now you do have gas lines. You mostly have oxygen lines, so you don't have the tanks, but those are under pressure, so they're still compressed, right? Biological waste, which is what a lot of you face from patients, from a storage, and biohazard waste. For housekeeping, we try to encourage business to avoid this one. It may just seem like something small, but a lot of our incidents come from structure falls, or even with poor housekeeping, you may have needles or any type of sharps that covered, and by the time you put it, you just grab it, you end up getting cut or stuck by the needle, right? Workplace fatigue.
Okay, Josh.
What is a risk? A risk is the probability of the hazard occurring. So, I can go more by example, right? So, slip, trip, and fall, and extension cord was a hazard earlier, right? Now, the risk of you guys actually tripping here, 0 because one of us really would be here. However, me standing here now, that is a risk to me. Me being aware of it reduces my risk. The fact that it's not, the way it's wrapped is to the end, it's not where anybody is walking, it reduces the risk. So that is how we would calculate what is the risk. The risk to the person, on the whole, in the building, versus the person is actually wrapped in the building. And what would have been done? The kind young ladies made sure that it is wrapped to the end, it's flat, and I'm very much visible of seeing where it is. And this is the only one that is within the area. Right? So, some of the examples again would be the uncapped needles. Now the hazard, yes, would be the needle sticking. And again, the risk would be the needle sticking. What reduces that risk? Using your sharp spin. Making sure after procedure you actually place it in the sharp spin. Not on the bed, not on the counter. That reduces the risk from yourself, not yourself, but yourself. And other patients, right? How the person is exposed by having, if you have skin contact or breathing in paper, slip, trip, and falls, and again, the patient stress. Force contamination. Now, although we anti-IPC, we strongly advise persons to follow the IPC protocols, because when there is an incident, it goes both to IPC and HSC. So we get involved at that point. So we do encourage, because the more that you follow your IPC protocols, is the less incidents accidents that we have. Right? General duties of the employer. Instruct, give training, which is what we're doing today and doing for the entire days for the right systems. The provision of maintenance of plants, that is the department we have just been looking at. Engineering, they have their PM schedules, they do their monitoring. You guys would be familiar after a point. We have the help desk. It's 280. However, you can find one correct one. If you see walls on the floor, for daily pay. If you notice, a door is damaged, inform your head nurse, you guys inform help desk. Because sometimes a lot of people think, well, everybody see that, somebody reported. And everybody had the same thought, nobody reported it until it falls. So there's no harm in asking, did anybody report this, or can I go ahead and report it, right? Provision of PPE, you guys will be provided with PPE through your ward or trade departments. And as much as possible, the answer offers to health and the provision of safe access and egress. We as the agency will do our checks, however, I can pass right now and see that that door was blocked, stand there and watch you guys clear the door. And as soon as I go back to my department, yes, I'm a trainer because I don't face that place, and I'll put it back right there. We would have advised, but it is what goes to the next page. And it continues with what would be your duty as employee, which would follow, right? With all your risk, provide amenities, arrangements for welfare, proper lighting, ventilation. We do lighting surveys. Our electrical department, once you have issue with the lighting, they repair. But if you're doing like a specific task that you think that area does not have that lighting, even with all of what electrical would have provided, we can come in and do our lighting survey. We do indoor air quality monitoring if it is that you are having an issue with the area. It generally will pick up your temperature, your CO2 levels, we can do particles if it is that you're having right? And, well, I guess, to have a safe environment. Now, you as an employee, again, go back. If you guys block the door after we leave, it was our duty. As a department under SPARS advised you that there was a state. It was our duty to come and get you to clear the door. It's your duty to maintain that that door is now clear. Because mind you, and our door is clear, not by us. If we ask that you make sure that door stay clear, and you don't, and in the event of an emergency, you cannot leave because that's in fact. HSC ran out their department and went in. You run out the factor, and that is why we try to push certain things, because although we could have told you, because the right was we thought that we were going to go. Because now this impacts you, it impacts you, something happens to you, it impacts your family, it impacts you personally. So, try as much as possible, leave your corridors and your emergency exits clear. Do not block them, we know storage, maybe you will see that. But put in your request, but don't block those doors, right? Because it's not something that we just say, it's something that was something happened. That is what is going to impact. So to take reasonable care for yourself and others, report any contact, mention, state, OSHA, use your PPE, then not give it for any reason, PPE is yet to use. If you have an issue fit of the PPE informing supervisors, there are various sizes and different grades, and if not, they can liaise with occupational health units, the TWARA, to see if it is that they require something else that is the general as provided, right? And to ensure that you are not intoxicated at work and to endanger yourself and others. Most of you are in patient care. It will apply to yourself and the patients even to you guys because now that impacts yourself and your colleagues, right? We have playing a whole person plan and that next thing. Guys, I have a working on themselves, right? And to act reasonably exercise and discretion. Right? Now, this is something that we will kind of focus on a little bit, is what accident incident reporting. An accident report is a form that we have that documents details of an incident that you may have near or within your workplace. It involves injury to yourself, which may have had property damage, any safety or health issues, or even a security breach. If we get, we don't deal with patient and security breaches, however, the form is utilized by the other departments. So you use the same form, there's another version, will forward it to security services or quality services, right? So you'll see two versions of the form throughout if you're pulling it. I'll show you the difference with the most updated one. The most updated form is only for employees, permanent, contracted, temporary, any contracted employees by a contractor who's working on the right? The older form is used to cover any of the other incidents and will policy will go to their form. Right? The purpose of the report is to say what would have happened and then what we would look at as the corrective measures and try to reduce it or eliminate it from happening again. PPE is a personal protective equipment. Generally most of your compartments will be disposable, single use. So your gloves, your mask, whether you're wearing a gown, plastic aprons, and those things. That is what we say, try and know what is your fit and you wear the correct size. If it is that you require, if it is going into like theater or any specific area that you require a piece of PPE that would be reusable, you make sure that it is again fit properly and it's sanitized. You do not share because somebody doesn't have it. You share what you will have worn already. Right? That is the part of the displacement. It's for you. Right? And if you're not using PPE properly, you may get essentially some chemicals, radiological, physical, electrical. We try to encourage all departments to have a standard operating procedure as all of the departments are going through that process to get finalized. The SOP allows for you to define what it is your department does and what it does. It is kind of difficult and it is repetitive in the way that it is documented. However, once you do the standard operating procedure, that is now what you can update. It takes some time in the beginning the first time, but it helps. Like you guys are new, if you have an SOP for filing on level 5 and they give it to you, you could actually spend a few minutes reading it through. It gives you more than somebody telling you why they're going to A1. Today it is this, and then somebody can tomorrow, well, I just feel a little different. But if you have the SOP able to actually read it and visualize, and then you tweak on how you would, the same thing we actually do a thing, blood glucose testing, right? It's simple, it's a short process. The person is sanitized, you get the landslides, the blood blood, you do the testing. We have a lot of incidents that is just occurred through blood glucose testing. And that is something you guys do all day. If only one you do it periodically, if they don't clinic, you do it when you post when they come in the morning. It's something that everybody does in this year. However, it's still something that we have a lot of instances for. So, and SOP for it might just seem it's just a short thing. But it now documents how you give it to the other person. You can also show that as a supervisor or as a most senior person who would have been in that clinic. Okay, I had a new employee. I gave them the SOPs. They would have signed that they would have read through the SOPs. And now we come, if there is an incident, and we come and ask not only in this orientation, but how was person treated with that specific duty. You can show us, okay, well, I gave them the SOP, we went through it, and then we did practical walkthroughs where I would have demonstrated how it works. It would have not just been verbal, because we can't show to the occupational safety and health agency, legal body, who is asked us for our information after incident. Well, the top house will. It doesn't show that as supervisor or the person in charge how you would have done. So that is why we encourage all the processes, they do the SOP, split it. Two-person work on it. Two-person from, if you're doing something you do throughout, you file and throughout. So one, level 5 people do one, care people do one. So it's not just one department, one front. Gynae, obstetrics do one, clinics do one. Everybody does. They put together. Right? A risk assessment is something that we should think this on the agency government.
You better pray not to you better pray not to know. Let me sign up for this class. We had it was just so.
This Suara, we tend to do most of it.
So that's what I
We are
told
doing
all
training
day.
and risk assessment.
But the teacher, she wasn't so bad.
So
She
now do the
took all
risk
day.
assessment. We are training persons. Once we train in department, we are engaged and you to work with us. Do the risk assessment. Guide risk assessment, identify the hazard. That when they know